Almost there? Almost there? A little bit more? A little bit more? Is that better? Let's try it again. Good afternoon. Wonderful. Welcome to our June 21st Rotary Club Columbus meeting. We call the meeting to order. If be so kind to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this point, we'll call on Wayne if he would come and give us invocation according to his faith tradition.
Part of what I think all of us want to do is pray for the rescue of those who are still stranded in the ocean. I think they've heard a ping, so we pray for the hope that that might come along, but that's part of our prayer. Let us pray. Oh God, we gather in this place and we come with many different feelings, events going on in each of our individual lives, but also that which is going on in our collective life, both as a part of this community and then around the world. We pray for your divine touch, that you will engage, make a difference, use us for that, and then guide us as we seek to serve and lift up your name in the world in which we live. Thank you for Rotary. Bless the fellowship, bless the food, bless the friendships. We pray it in your name. Amen. Remember the cans and do all the good you can do.
Thank you so much, Wayne. I think Miss Austin, if you would come, let us be prepared to receive the news from Miss Austin.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Here is a look at your headlines. Lost submersible. A submersible named Titan with 5 people on board went missing Sunday on a quest to view the wreckage of the Titanic. OceanGate Expeditions, the company behind the Titan, the United States Coast Guard and Navy, as well as Canada, have deployed resources to search for the submersible in hopes to rescue the crew prior to depleting its oxygen resources. Ukraine aid accounting error clarified. The Pentagon announced an accounting error in May that revealed that aid provided to Ukraine was undervalued by $3 billion. Yesterday, the Pentagon stated the total aid was in fact undervalued by $6.2 billion for across the fiscal years 2022 and 2023. The error was due to military officials using the replacement cost of the used weapons as opposed to the value of the new weapons. However, this discovery could mitigate the need for Congress to pass an additional aid package by September. Pratt & Whitney expands. Governor Kemp announced that Pratt & Whitney is expanding its Columbus presence by adding 81,000 square feet to the Columbus Engine Center off Macon Road, which will increase its production capacity and introduce 200 new jobs to the Columbus market. The expansion is expected to be completed by 2028. The Dow Jones was up 24 points at noon today. Your weather forecast is a lovely, very cloudy with chance of storms later today with a high of 77 and low of 68. And today is a summer solstice. So, what better way to celebrate the longest day of the year and the most summery day of the year, because it's the first day of summer with lots of rain. So cheers to that and have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much, Austin. Don't think we have a military guest? No? Okay. Then what I'd like to do is call on Ms. Rebecca, if you would come. You share with us about the Children's Fund.
Well today. I wanted to let you know that the Children's Fund application process is open and in process. So if you work with a nonprofit organization or know of an agency who works with children, this is a great opportunity for them to apply for funding. Our deadline is July 14th. If you want to give me the contact person's name, I'm happy to send them an application so that they can apply. I also want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has donated to the Children's Fund this year. We obviously could not support the organizations in our community without your support. And I also want to let you know that it's not too late if you forgot to give a gift around your birthday. The funds are counted through June 30th. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. At this point, we call on Michael, if you would share with us our visitors and guests today.
Thank you, President Cedric, because we have a number of visiting Rotary family members with us today. Jim Gordon has his daughter Claire with him. Claire, if you'll stand. Or wave, or Julie and Ian Bond have with them their granddaughter Sophia. Sophia's in the back there. Joey Loudermilk has with him his grandson Ezra. Thank you for being with us, Ezra. And Adrian Chester has two unrelated, as far as I'm aware, two unrelated guests with him, Ernest Sneed and Travis Porter II. If you two would stand so we could tell you hello. Thanks for being with us today.
Oh, we can do a little bit better than that. Let's give our visiting Rotarians and guests a big hand for being with us today. We've got these young people like Jim's daughters in the back. They come in and just go to work, and they're really excited about it. So we really should be in. Sophia she just gives us every moment that she has away from school. So we really appreciate you girls being here with us today, and certainly our guests. Just a few announcements. Please find Jim. Jim, if you would stand, just in case you don't know who Jim is, or Leanne, because we need your photographs, or updated photographs, if you will, for our directory, especially new members. There will be no meeting on July the 5th. Our changing of the guard, past President's Day, will be July 12th. At this point, what I'd like to do is call on Ben, if you would come and share with us our program for today.
Thank you, President Cedric. Good afternoon. It's my honor and privilege to introduce today's guest speaker, Dean Deb Kidder. Deb is not only a respected colleague, but also a fellow Rotarian who has already made remarkable contributions to both our community and Columbus State University. As the Dean of the Turner College of Business and Technology, she has been instrumental in bringing a fresh perspective on technological advances to the institution since she came in August of 2021. She's also amongst the recent Leadership Columbus graduating class. Deb's journey in academia began at the University of Minnesota, where she obtained her PhD, and her passion for education and dedication to her field led her to the University of Hartford in Connecticut prior to moving to Columbus State University in 2021. I've had the pleasure of collaborating with Deb myself and can attest to her commitment to supporting students, businesses, and entrepreneurs. Together, we've partnered on different projects such as BizPitch Columbus, which I think she's going to be talking about today. But her expertise has been invaluable in these efforts, and her contributions have already left a lasting mark on the business landscape of Columbus. Last week, I had the opportunity to attend SimFest at the School of Business, and this conference focused on gaming development, and it's just a small example of her dedication to integrating cutting-edge technologies and fostering innovation among her students. It was a testament to her commitment to preparing future business leaders with the skills and knowledge required in the rapidly evolving world of technology. Deb's outstanding achievements as the Dean of the Turner College of Business and Technology, her commitment to supporting entrepreneurs, and her dedication to advancing technological education make her a true inspiration and an asset to our community. Please join me in extending a warm Rotary welcome to Dr. Deb Kidder.
Goodness, that was a little overwhelming. So, hello everybody. I'm happy to be here. I'm not sure you'll be happy to be that I am here, however, because you just gave somebody who's been a professor for 20 years or so the microphone, but I will try to be brief. The other thing is that while I want to spend most of my time talking about the college that I'm the dean of, the Turner College of Business and Technology, I also thought about my audience and that there are some people here who are relatively new who don't know a whole lot about CSU or Turner College. So this is going to be kind of a slight history lesson as well, okay? First, shout out. Raise your hand if you are a Turner College of Business and Technology alum. Yay. All right. If I haven't already given you a tumbler, come talk to me because I want to get that brand out. All right, so what I want to start with is a super brief history of CSU. Remember, I haven't even been here 2 years yet, but I think that the history of CSU is very important for people in the community to know about. So let's start here. It started in 1958. It was in the Shannon Hosiery Mill. The current site started in 1963, and it was a dairy farm. In 1985, The School of Business was named after D. Abbott Turner. Slight change to the D. Abbott Turner College of Business in '98. In 1990, if you've been on campus, you've seen the lovely clock tower in the middle. That was built in 1990, and it was built from bricks from the original mill downtown. And for those of you who don't know this, there's a time capsule buried underneath it, which will be opened in 2058, so hang out for that. 1996, Columbus College became Columbus State University. 2001 is really the renaissance for CSU. The business school building was built on the main campus, but that's also around the time that the whole downtown area with the River Center started being transformed. And for my particular college, computer science was combined with business in 2008. Now, I want to talk about, for me, what makes CSU special. CSU is a wonderful, regional, relatively small university serving its community, but it is unique in some ways, and I think it's worth noting that. First of all, the reason CSU or Columbus College was originally created was because local families, prominent families went and advocated for it. They wanted to bring a university or a college to this area because they wanted to create a vibrant, educated middle class. So unlike a lot of universities where there's some kind of tension between the university and the community, what's amazing about CSU is the support from the very beginning from the community. Another thing that I think is very special about CSU is the student body. We have a large number of students who are first generation. They are the first person in their family to go to college, which makes it so you can see that we're having a really significant impact on bettering the lives of our students. And then, again, public-private partnerships, and I'm going to talk more about that. But it is amazing to me how much support in the community, both in the corporate America and private families, are truly supportive of CSU. The full name of our college is the D. Abbott Turner College of Business and Technology, and that's new. The technology part was just added in the past couple months. We're very proud of that name. And just real quickly, we have two schools. We have the School of Business, we have the TSIS School of Computer Science, and we have 3 centers. We have the William B. Turner Center for Servant Leadership, we have the Butler Center for Research and Economic Development, and we have the TSIS Center for Cybersecurity. But what makes Turner College special? Now let me start by saying we call it Turner College in this area for a reason. One, it's an incredibly long name, the Abbott Turner College of Business and Technology. But more importantly, and this is one of the main reasons that I applied for the job here as dean, was that in the job description, it talked about servant leadership. And the fact that the Turners, that this college is named after one of the most amazing servant leaders in the history of Columbus, D. Abbott Turner, I feel very blessed to be part of that experience. What makes us special is that we want to help the community. Where business and technology meet, Turner College serves the community through servant leadership, economic, and workforce development. Okay? And that's really important. For those of you who are relatively new to the area, I could spend a ton of time talking about the Turners. D. Abbott Turner and his son, Bill Turner, were extraordinary, phenomenal servant leaders in this community. We have Bill Turner, who around 2017 started the Center for Servant Leadership on campus, and we're very happy that that has now become part of Turner College. So I fully agree with Bill Turner when he said, even though I was not fortunate enough to meet him, He really felt that servant leadership was something that was absolutely critical for the success of our community and for the economy, and that everybody should understand and embrace servant leadership. Okay, most of you know that I replaced Linda Hadley when she retired. She was a fellow Rotarian. She'd been there for 20 years, and she put together an amazing advisory council, and you'll see that there's a Rotarian on there, Rick Alexander. Shout out to him because he couldn't be here today, but he said he was going to watch the video. We'll see. But these people have been very nice and helpful. I've enjoyed working with them and getting their advice. So I've been very pleased by that advisory council. In terms of public-private partnerships, it is extraordinary for a relatively small university like this to have investment from families into endowed chairs. I have 5 endowed chairs in the Turner College, which is amazing. We have the Butler Center endowed chair, Buck, Crowley, Hurd, and Rothschild. So we are very lucky. And those endowed chairs make it possible for us to attract really incredibly amazing faculty. Another partnership that I want to talk about, let's start talking about all the different partnerships. One of the things I think is the best part of my job is getting out in the community, talking with different people to partner with Turner College, because Turner College, we want to serve the community. We want to make a positive difference in the community, and that is one of my major goals. And I really love going out and meeting people, alums, other people, business partners, people who want to work with Turner College and who have benefited from Turner College. And we have amazing partnerships. TSIS is an obvious one. They helped us get the Center for Cybersecurity. They named our college, our School of Computer Science. They work regularly with our students, but we have lots of partnerships. I don't know if Charlie is here. Charlie Johnson, are you here today? Well, hopefully he's watching. So we have a great partnership with Robinson Grimes. They routinely hire our accounting students. And I couldn't go through all the different partnerships we have, but I have a partnership with, we're working on a partnership with Houston Clinic. They're always coming to our career fairs because of Chris Wiggins, who's a Turner alum, and he's also a servant leadership Fort Moore, and Pat's not here either. Is he still? He's still in Europe, right? He's in France, yeah. So working with Pat Donahoe, we already had a really good working relationship with what was Fort Benning. We were the only program who were willing to set up a program specifically for the Captain's Career Course. We tailored our graduate program to the needs of those particular students. And that has been a wonderful partnership. And with Pat Donahoe's help and him doing most of the work, which is great, we are even improving our partnership with Fort Moore, making it possible for more of the current military who are going to be deployed and want to continue their education remotely, or for people who are retiring to have workforce development programs, working with them. So that's been a wonderful partnership. I'm trying to help Pat. He wants us to be the #1 best friendly military university in the country. We're in the top 10, but we're going to get there. And then nonprofits. So I saw Gail. I've loved working with Gail, and learning about Girls Inc. We're partnering with Boys and Girls Club to help with the Teen Summit. I serve on the board with Louise for the Habitat for Humanity, and we're always wanting to reach out and work with other nonprofits. We have, the Goodwill. They come and come to our career fairs as well. And we're also, working with city departments, having them come because they want interns with our students. Muskogee County School District, we're working collaboratively with them on camps, summer camps. So again, in Turner College, we want to be helping and being a positive source for the community. One of the exciting partnerships we have is with Startup Columbus. And you can see, we've done this. So my very first semester here, I had been here only a couple months, and we decided I met with Ben, and we did this BizPitch Columbus for startups. It was a competition, and it's in November, because November is Entrepreneurship Month. And this was our first time, and we hosted that on campus, and it was a lot of fun, and I was a judge, which means that, we were just testing it out, and we should have gotten real judges, which we did last time, because we did it again in 2022. I don't know, those are all the judges, right? So I don't know if you can see that, but there are 2 Rotarians on the stage, right? Jim, you're here. Raise your hand. Jim was a judge, and Ernie, I don't know if Ernie's here. Ernie was a judge as well, so we have good participation with Rotarians. It was streamed, WTVM. We had the mayor there, and there's a picture of the winner. And it's getting a lot of good buzz. Ben and I were just sitting here on the stage right now talking about the next one, which most likely, because we were standing room only in Cunningham last fall, so we're hoping to do it here, which will double the capacity, so we can have up to 400 people, which will be amazing. Now let me talk specifically about Turner College. Some of you may know this, but you might not all know that we are a CSB accredited. That means that our education is as high a quality as any other of the top business schools in the world. We're accredited among the top 5%. We have extraordinary faculty. I've been at 4 different universities. This is by far the best faculty I've ever worked with. Yes, they're good scholars and they're doing interesting research, but their priority is the students. They care about the students, and you don't always get that at mega universities, but you get that here. So I feel very lucky to have all the faculty that I have. As you can see, we have lots of different degrees at the undergraduate and graduate level. I'm happy to talk about any of them if you want. I just put that on there to make it look impressive. Spinning it around in a circle, because that's called a visual display of data, which is something that we teach, right? So we have lots of different things going on here in the college, curriculum-wise. But there are 2 programs. Here, I'm going to back up a sec. All of these programs are really high quality. Like I said, we have some very good faculty, and they do a really great job with teaching. But a lot of them you can get at several universities. I want to talk about 2 particular programs that we have which are unique and set us apart from others, okay? So the first one I want to talk about is our Master's of Science in Organizational Leadership. Now, I didn't see, is Haley here? Okay. Gail, you were MSOL or MBA? MBA. Okay. Any MSOL grads? Okay. All right, good. Now, this master's program in organizational leadership does set us apart. You can focus on human resources, and that is aligned to the national standard. You can do org development, which is what most of our captain's career course people from Fort Moore do. But what's really unique is that we are the only public university in the country with a master's program that includes servant leadership. So a servant leadership program in a public university, we are the only one. And that is really exciting to me, and one of the things that really sets us apart, because we are helping the Turners and their mission and vision to get more and more people to embrace the servant leadership concept. The second one I want to talk about is our workforce development program. TSIS very, very generously gave us money to start a Center for Cybersecurity. And if you haven't come check it out, please come, because it's the coolest thing ever, and you'll go, ooh, tech. And I'm happy to give you a tour. But what we did, which is unique, and you're not going to find this in Augusta, you're not going to find this at Georgia Tech. It's, we're the only ones who are doing it. In fact, we have people coming almost every week from other places. This week, I think the cybersecurity director from Murray State is coming to check it out. This is a unique program. It's a 12-month workforce development program, kind of along the lines of the ICAP program, for those of you who knew about the ICAP program in the 90s, where students have an immersive experience. They're coming to school every day. By the end of this program, in 12 months, they will have achieved 4 industry certifications and a full 8-week internship. And this is getting the attention of a lot of people. Like I said, we have people who come down from Atlanta because they want to hire our students. They come down every week just to visit with the students so that they can make the pitch to our students. And these students, they're anything from they're straight out of high school to retired military to teachers. Not that we're trying to poach teachers. I know we still need teachers, but and they're finishing this program and they're getting 6-figure salaries. It's phenomenal, and it is growing very quickly. So I know the people online, but I have a little dot. Oh, look at that. So if you see that, that's pretty much when it started. This kind of started in COVID, but really we measure it from fall 2021. And we are now here, and this is a projection, but it's actually low. We were being very modest about that. I think we're up over 75. So this is growing phenomenally, and mostly by word of mouth. But it's a really exciting program, especially because, like I said, you're not going to find this anywhere else. So. Now, we in Turner College want to be a resource for the community. At some point, this is my grand plan. Right now, Schwab School of Music, all the downtown area revitalized. That was CSU who did that. I would love for Turner to be just as integral into the vibrant health of Columbus as the College of the Arts. That's my goal. I don't go for it, I like modest goals. So we want to reach out and help in the community, but there are things that we can do when I talk to partners, and I'm sharing this with you, if you wanted to come and partner with Turner College. We have a career fair every semester, and what I tell the people, so I have lots of, AFLAC and Synovus and TSIS and the city government and Goodwill, and we have lots of people who are participating in the career fair. What I'm telling them is that when you participate in the career fair, even if you're not hiring anybody, even if you don't need an intern or to hire somebody, you are volunteering your hours to help our students develop skills, help them figure out and practice talking to a potential employer, being able to pitch themselves to you. So anybody in here who's interested and willing to come and get free food, we'll feed you for lunch, and you don't have to pay anything, and we'll give you a table, and then you can sit there and think of it in terms of helping our students be successful and career ready so that they understand that the community supports them and the community wants them to stay here and be part of the economy. We're always looking for guest speakers. If anybody wants interns, I'm the person to talk to. Just let me know. Pipeline programs. I would love to start this up. I knew there were great pipeline programs. I've heard them from alums that there were, from the Chamber of Commerce, there was a pipeline program. I would love to work on that again. We are actually starting a pipeline program with TSIS, but anybody else who wants to do that, great. If you're willing to do mock interviews, or if you're willing to host a class, let the class come to your place of employment and you give them a tour and tell them all about it and stuff, great. Here's the thing where you can get something out of this, right? I am pitching really big. If you have a project, if you want your accounting process analyzed, if you have you want a website developed or reorganized, if you're concerned about your cybersecurity, okay, one of the things you can do is contact me and we can see if we can set this up as a class project. So a professor would be supervising it, and our students would get good hands-on learning, not just book learning, but actually applied, let's fix a problem, let's do something, but in a way that helps you, right? No charge. We're not going to charge you anything because you're helping us develop our students to make them ready to be out in the workforce, okay? So I would love to talk to you about that. And also, we're setting up some very specific advisory boards. We're setting up one in cybersecurity. We have one in computer science, but we're looking to say entrepreneurship boards or an accounting board or things like that. And again, if you're willing to volunteer for that, that would be great too. That's it. Questions? See, I didn't take you too long, right? Yeah, Chuck.
Okay.
Talk about the cybersecurity program a little bit. I know you touched on it, but part of it is some of the people that have business. I did a story on it a while back. Well, experience in the field and how important it is. I mean, we're seeing in this most recent act that the university system in Georgia is right there with the top public and private institutions. So, can you just expand on that a little bit?
Sure. So a lot of people think of Augusta when they think about cybersecurity, but thanks to TSIS, we actually have a very strong cybersecurity program in Turner College. This workforce development program is run by faculty members with a lot of experience, but they also are bringing in experts from Synovus, from TSIS on a weekly basis to speak with the students, to help prep the students. That's the 12-month program, but we also have an associate's program, we have a bachelor's program, we have a master's program in cybersecurity. Our cybersecurity center has a range in it, a cybersecurity range. This range is one of the best in the state. It's comparable to anything that Augusta has, right? And it was built by the company built it. It's the same system that the Israeli military uses. So we have the opportunity for our students to be running real life scenarios. I'm going to do tech speak and you'll think I know what I'm talking about because I actually don't know what I'm talking about at all. But we have red team and blue team, and we do all sorts of attacks and pin testing and all that stuff. And no, I don't know what that means. But yes, so we have thanks to TSIS, we have an incredibly strong cybersecurity program.
Thank you so much for speaking today. My question has to do with the internships. So I work at Coldwell Banker. I do marketing, and currently our team is running about 50 different real estate agent accounts. And so would that be something that a marketing intern could kind of come in and learn how to kind of run those accounts and what that looks like from a social media standpoint? And how does that work?
Okay, so I have a standard pitch whenever anybody's interested in internships. I am happy to work with you on internships, helping people find students, make that connection. We have a job platform on the university. It's called Handshake. It's a place where jobs can be posted by it's free. You can post a job at any time. We also blast it out on social media. The key things to keep in mind: one, you need some kind of job description so that we can post it, and we're happy to do that. And we will, like I said, we'll blast it out to our students. We'll blast it on social media. We will blast it. We'll get it on Handshake. The other thing is that you're still competing, right? So it's really challenging to do an internship that doesn't pay, for instance, because you're competing against jobs that are paying. But if you're interested in internships, we can do that, but I also encourage you to get one of our free tables at the career fair, because that is the best way to get face-to-face with students, and especially for our nonprofits. So, Goodwill and whoever, the other ones who've come, they found interns, even unpaid interns for my nonprofit people, because they had that pitch and made that connection at the career fair. So happy to help you with it. Absolutely. Give me the job description. Good.
Three questions I've got. The reason I have three is my daughter's 17. She's about to be a senior. She is interested in going into cybersecurity, so this is a big topic of conversation at the White House at the kitchen table. So the three questions that come up the most that we are still trying to get some good answers to is, one, on your 12-month program, will that articulate into a 4-year? Will all the classes that you get in that 12-month program articulate into a full-time program for credit for a 4-year degree? The second piece of that is, so if you were to go through the 12-month program, what is your promotability? Are you is there a ceiling for you as how you go through your company, because you're limited by not having that 4-year degree? And the third thing, which is, because I started off my college career as a computer engineer, and I learned very quickly that as soon as I learn a computer language, it's going to be outdated. In 2 more years, I'm going to learn another one. All these certifications in this 12-month, what happens to that certification in 3 years when all those certifications are outdated?
Okay, 3 questions. Let me see. Half of the program is set up to articulate directly into the next level. So yes, you can move on into the bachelor's program. In fact, a lot of our students are doing that, but what they're doing is they're finishing the 12-month program, getting a really lucrative job, and then working for a company that's paying for them to complete their bachelor's degree. Because you're right, and we've set it up to make it very smooth transition to continue on with a bachelor's degree. What was the third question? Right, so right. So I will say that you're right. That is why a lot of our students are continuing on into their bachelor's degree, because there are a lot of organizations are still saying a bachelor's degree, and there's good reason for that. I'm going to do a shout out for higher ed. For those of you who went to college, there is something special and transformative about going through a college and getting a college degree. So there is absolutely benefit for that. In terms of technology, first off, these days, I can tell you right now, our freshmen, the jobs they're going to take when they graduate, those jobs don't exist. They don't exist yet. The technology transformation is accelerating. Those certifications will always be good because the certifications are being updated constantly, right? And if one of those certifications is no longer required in the industry, we will pivot to what one is. We'll be responsible on that immediately. But when it comes to technology, when I say technology is the heart of business, we need all of our computer science students taking business classes so that they understand how business works. We need all of our business students taking technology classes, IT classes, programming classes. They need to understand technology. Not that we're going to ask them to be computer programmers, but we need them to be able to talk to computer programmers and know what's going on. So, that's absolutely critical, staying up to date with technology.
I think we have one in the back, Jake.
Not so much a question as much as a shout out to you guys. I saw the snippet about the mock interviews. I have had that conversation with several of our members here. Mock interviews are extremely important and very, very educational to the students, because you will have graduate level students with impressive resumes and CVs, but their interpersonal skills, once they get to that interview stage, it's like a deer in the headlights. So it's great that the school is allowing that as an option, as an educational factor, because you can have some amazing students, but if they don't know how to get through the interview successfully, it doesn't work. So just a shout out to you guys. Very good.
Thank you, and right now it's optional. I'm going to be making it required for all students. The other thing is that there are two levels of mock interviews. There's when our lovely volunteers come to campus and then the students just come into a classroom. What I really like, which I had at my previous institution, was setting up mock interviews at your place of employment. So they need to dress up, they need to get through whatever reception area, they need to show up early, they need to really, and it's easier on you because you don't have to go anywhere. But that's a stage that I also want to make sure all my students are doing.
That was a great segue for my question. So a lot of the top business schools today, their graduate programs like Emory, Goethe, are providing opportunities for professional coaching certificates for their MBA students and their MS leadership students. Where you guys are working with SHRM and HR uses that quite a bit, and where you're trying to build holistic leaders to technology business leadership. Have you looked at any options of providing some sort of professional coaching, credentialing, and certification for your master's students?
So in our master's program, there is a coaching class run by coaching professionals.
Right, Dr. Mattson runs that class.
Yeah.
But do you have some sort of credentialing or certificate that they leave with?
So that's interesting. Not yet. I think that's a good idea. I also think that that would be a good partnership with our Leadership Institute on campus. And I would love, that's a great idea. I will talk to Shana, their director, about that.
My question concerns your course of instruction on AI, which is a hot topic today.
It is.
Do you deal with the ethical struggles that the world is going through? In other words, can a student complete the AI segment using chatbot?
Well, so we could spend a long time on ChatGPT. Happy to chat with anybody about that, because there's two ways to look at that. We can be afraid of it, but that's not going to get us very far, or we can embrace it. We are absolutely, that's one of the top topics that we as a faculty, the faculty are going to talk about when we get back in the fall. Because, you know, when you say, oh, well, ChatGPT, people can cheat. Well, the question is, if we have ChatGPT, do we really need the same assignments that lead to cheating? Or do we need to change the assignments so students know how to use ChatGPT correctly? I think another issue that you brought up was the ethics of technology. We do have a professionalism course to discuss the ethics of technology, but that is huge. Responsible technology, understanding, because you'll get experts and they'll just be looking at how cool something is, just, you know, with the marketing and the big data and all of that stuff. And nobody's paying attention to the invasion of privacy. And it's not that they're intentionally being evil or anything. It's just that you do need a push to understand and think through what are the ethical implications of all these advancements you're making. And yes, absolutely, we care about that very much.
Others? Thanks. Deb, we just want to thank you for not only presenting it to us today, but also being a part of the Turner School of Business and taking a personal, passionate approach toward our young people and students in the community, which is going to help shape and develop what Columbus is to come. So we thank you so much for doing that. And as a token of our appreciation, we're going to put a children's book in our local library with your name inscribed on it. Let's celebrate her again for being with us. And to our visitors and guests today, we thank you all for being with us. We invite you to please come back. Feel free to come back and join us at another time. Reminder, both on our Facebook page, today's program will be there, and you'll also be able to see it on YouTube. And as a reminder, next week we will have a Cure Violence update and the vision of Cure Violence brought to us again. Lastly, we would ask that you would again, Leanne is up front, Jim is floating around. If you have not taken a picture for our directory, especially new members, stick around so that we can capture a photo of you for our directory. this point, I call Wayne back up. If you all would stand, if there's no further business, we'll receive our four-way test.
In all the things that we say and do, first is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you. You're dismissed.
Love it.